What's happening?
Hi.
Hi, buddy. What you been doing, man? You been Amazoning?
Yeah, Amazon Flexi trying to get some extra Skrilla because I'm going to Turks and Caicos.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's dope as fuck.
we're going the day after my birthday. I said I want to go with the grown-ups. I want to be grown too.
Yeah.
I'm going to be 32.
You about to be 32. I thought we was the same age.
Relax. Wait,
I
are you
did.
older than me?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. Whole time I thought we was the same age, man.
It's like, what, a year?
Yeah, 2 years, yeah.
2 years?
2 years.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe that's why y'all so responsible.
You been watching any of the WNBA games?
No. I watched the Dallas Wings game.
The one we went to?
I watched the Dallas Wings game. Yeah. I was telling people then, I'm like, I'm kind of fake excited. I mean, I'm excited because I'm all about women supporting women, but do I care about basketball? No, because when I played it, people talked about me. I averaged 6 points, but I was the fouler outer.
In 2 minutes, you averaged 6 points and 7 fouls, right? Makes sense. It makes sense why you're a great football player.
Yeah, like I could box out all day. I could do all that stuff. Niggas don't want to basketball. All right, man. I make my points out the rebound. Now all of a sudden you too physical. Next thing you know, you out the game.
Dang.
That ain't for me. I ain't got time for all the shucking and jiving. I'ma just go through your ass and we done. You gonna move or get moved.
And that is why football is your sport right there. That is exactly why.
It's fine. I'll take it. I embrace it.
More than the mood, it's the weight and the will. Built for the climb, the story's the grind. This ain't just a pot, it's a whole state of mind. Limitless life. You can keep moving or stand still in fright. I came from nothing to this overnight. I'ma keep killing these stories despite all of the progress we make every day that we see. Man, these women are doing this right. Owning their lives in the day, working hard in the dark. Then they balling their ass off at night. Yeah.
All right, so let's jump into it, man. Today, my guest, she's not just a champion, bro. She's a absolute dominant, the most dominant force I have ever played football with. I played football for 10 years, and I ain't never in my life see nothing like what Tammie Moore can do on the goddamn football field. Center, actually, Trench, WNFC 2025 Trench Player of the Year as a center. Was this your first time playing center?
Yeah.
Wow. And then you end up with Trench Player of the Year. That's crazy.
Yeah. I was like, so that's all I had to do was move to center. That's crazy. Guards get no love.
Right? Guards and tackles just out there. Centers, all-stars.
Like, what's crazy was I felt like this was not my best year. Like, it was because it was something new as far as learning and then having to have a different mindset. At guard, I don't have to think about it. All I got to do is move the girl in front of me. Done. You feel me? Yep. Center, now I got to think for the guards, got to think for the tackles, got to read the box, got to do all these other things, which I have no problems with doing. But, like, if I was to blow somebody out the water, now the gap is a lot bigger.
So center, quarterback, and Mike linebacker are three positions. I'm just like, bro, you literally have to know every single thing, how everybody moves, how it's supposed to move, and make sure everybody's in their position. And then you did that, and you dominated that shit. Trench Player of the Year! Yeah.
It was exciting.
Sticking with the domination, 6-time national champion, 1-time Team USA gold medalist, which is what most footballers aspire to be, and now a 9-cup champion, one of the first to play a WNFC title 9 cup on ESPN, Texas Elite Spartans.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it is, bro. Man, I swear I gotta wake up thinking about that moment every single day. Every day.
Yeah. It was like, I thought I've reached the mountaintop with playing for Team USA. I will admit, but playing on ESPN and then actually being able to go on demand and watch it has been something that has truly did something to my spirit. Like, I had family members recording the TV and seeing me on there, and it was just like, That's me.
Yep.
It was crazy stuff.
Yep. So let's talk about it then, man, because that 9 cup run was actually absolutely legendary. Let's talk about first off the fact that we lost that first game in Kansas City, and bro, I ain't even gonna lie. Even in my head, I was like, "Oh, this year about to be, this year about to hurt."
Like what pissed me off the most was Kansas City is close to my hometown, and so I'm like, this is the most people I had at a game to support me since I've been in the WNFC. First time playing center, like line wise, at least interior, I was just like, this ain't nothing new. We good. We Gucci. We lost. Are you to Kansas City? We lost to Kansas City. But all I could think about after that was, okay, let's weigh the pros and cons. Because Coach B said it best. He was like, look, I'm just glad we got it out the way. So I was just trying to stay positive. You feel me? I just saying like, okay, Tammie, you are playing center for the first time. You got to give yourself some grace. Even with Angel, I almost called her other name.
You call it Titty?
Yeah, even with Titty, you feel me? Like just having a new QB1, getting in there, having the trust, being the general, and all of that stuff. Like even though the offense really didn't have as many changes as the defense, we still had to move around in different ways that we weren't used to. So I had to like really outweigh the pros and cons, and then I'm being captain on top of that. Like instead of going and complaining, like, who you gonna complain to? Nah, you gotta figure out what's the chemistry, what's the mojo, what's finna work, what's not. Like, are you gonna be the captain that go and hurt people's feelings and just tell them what it is, or are you gonna do it with some constructive criticism, and give the feedback on how to do better? And that's when I found out the best way I could do that is lead by example. My words may not be the best for all, because I'm a straight shooter. I'm gonna just tell you what it is, but I'm gonna show you by example. This is why I'm saying this, because this is what I'm producing. So until I find the right words to where we can meet each other where we need to meet, I'm gonna just show by example. And I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep fighting.
Man, I love that, because honestly, I'm one of those ones where I'm like, bro, you can tell me 6 ways to Sunday. You're gonna have to show me. You know what I'm saying? And this year we had a team full of people that are just like that.
Yeah.
And it was totally different because in the past we're so used to just being able to talk football lingo with people, and they get it just from talking football lingo. Yeah, no, not this time, bro. Like this time he was like, okay, I have to draw it, I have to say it, I have to do it, and then you get it, right? And so it's very similar what you're talking about. What about being the captain and then just saying, all right, well, this time I'm just gonna have to shut up and do it, So how did you come up with the shut up and do it after that? Because that shit was heartbreaking, bro. I was on the bus like I'm about to be up all night breaking down this film. I can't rest. This ain't gonna work for me. You know what I'm saying? And so like, how do you compose yourself and come back to, all right, so now it's Wednesday when we back at practice. I just gonna have to do it.
To be honest, I feel like the level of patience was built in the off season that I didn't even realize that I had, because like I had surgery back last year after when we lost the championship. And I had ankle surgery, and I had to be real patient with myself because I was in denial up until the meds stopped working. That like this was just something temporary. I was like, oh, I can walk, no biggie. They just cut me open. Everybody else was looking at me like, you're crazy. I don't think you realize what you just dealt with. And I was like, nah, it's cool. But I had to be like patient with myself and give myself grace. So I was reading a couple of books throughout the time. One of them was The Four Agreements. That was the first book that popped up in my head when we lost. Like I was just like, The Four Agreements. I'm not agreeing with what just happened. I know we're better than that. It's too much talent on this field. We just went to freaking Goldways and was eating dirt for a whole weekend at training camp just to like lose. They're not doing that. This is still, we have a whole season, and it's a bunch of young talent that's just hungry for more. And it's not time for you, Tammie, to step up, as well as the people that you came in here with. We were blessed to have like the Bushmans, the Gidries, the Lizzes, and the D line that shut down everybody in 2021. They didn't let no points up. We were able to play against those people. So why not show them that this is what elite is about. Now you are the definition of what elite is.
Yeah.
And it goes beyond just you. Now you have to be elite for your squad. You have to be elite for your coaches. You got to be elite for your teammates. And if I was to break down and really be tripping off of what Kansas City said or the podcast that they did at this moment, we already lost the rest of the season.
Yep.
And in my football career, anytime I had a team that did that, the team lost. That only happened 4 times in my life. So that being said, like, and it was clear as day that it was going to happen. So, like, once you really reflect on it, so it just really I'm like, nah, I'm not keeping that momentum. We switching gears.
Yeah. I think the thing for me is it was 2 losses in a row, and I was like, God damn, we're in a losing streak, my nigga. What the?
No, that's what I'm saying.
A total losing streak.
I called OJ and Dillo. I said, hey man, listen, I be bragging about the fact that I only lost so many games, but to lose 3 of them in a matter of a year, it's kind of crazy.
Yep. that is first off, it's unheard of to only lose 3 games in the run of a year. But I know you was shocked. You was probably hurt.
I was like, is this the peak? Is this what's happening? Are we on a decline? Because I ain't here for it.
Right.
I will not be the reason why elite is not elite. Hell no.
And you said something very, very interesting, because it's something that I had said back in leaving training camp. And, I had said, I'm so used to being in training camp and looking around and seeing Hall of Famer, right? This time I can probably count on one hand the number that we had on the team, which is still way more than most teams, right? So, but probably 3 on offense and maybe 2 on defense that I can pinpoint right now that are most likely going to be in Women's Football Hall of Fame, right? And so, this year I'm looking around, I'm like, oh Lord, we knew, we are unproven. We got some leadership, but we don't got the leadership that we had. We used to have 5 on offense, goddamn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so at training camp, when you left training camp, and we were in Growthwaite, Texas, just like you said, in the middle of West Texas in the mountains, eating dirt and petting cows. What was your mindset going into training camp versus leaving training camp about what the team would be?
Ooh, so honestly, with going into training camp as an individual, I got to start there first. I was not here for it. I'm going to be honest. I am a city girl. I do not like outside. I don't like bugs. I don't like things outside of house pets. And I damn sure don't like sleeping on the floor. So I was just like praying. Like I had to get mentally prepared to go up in a place that I didn't know. It was unknown territory for me in Texas at that. Then on top of that, I wasn't technically cleared all the way to play just yet.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Nobody knew that. Our 2025 WNFC Trench Player of the Year was not cleared to play. Okay.
I was not cleared. So I was certain things I was defeated. Like it was one practice that we had that I was cramping up so bad because I was so out of shape. And so the thing that was crazy to me was despite all of that, we were still having some type of momentum on offense. And then we had new running backs. We had to get that chemistry going. And this is also the first time I've never been on this side of the coin or where come fresh off a loss. So especially at a championship. So it's just like it was all new territory. But coming out of training camp, I ain't gonna lie. I was feeling like we got a long way to go. Be prepared for some losses, as what you said, but be grateful for it all and enjoy the ride because as long as the people that are here are willing to learn, as in what my auntie Boo Boo would say, drink the Kool-Aid of what is being provided, it's gonna be good because it was always this underlying hint of just positivity. It was a breath of fresh air. It was a new energy. It was like, oh, we all got something to prove now. Nobody is greater than the other, but we all back at square one.
Right. It's like starting with $0 in your pocket, which is exactly what we did. And bro, I had the same thought coming out of training camp. I was like, man, this rebuild is gonna be fun, but we about to have to work our asses off we came out of training camp, had about 3.5 weeks of practice until Kansas City, and then went up there and lost. And I was like, oh my god, we are in a position that we ain't never been in as a franchise.
It was the fact that everybody counted us out after that. Like it wasn't even no blowout game. I think that's what really added the fuel to people's fire. Cause I'm like, it's just nerve, it's anxiety. This is not the same team, y'all. Like, but at the same time, I had to keep reminding myself, these are a lot of these girls' first tackle football.
Yeah,
Chemistry matters.
yeah.
Sometimes you just got to get a nice little whiff of what you finna get, because at the end of the day, what you wearing across your chest, you're going to get everybody's best football regardless.
Every
You
night.
could be a brand new DB, a brand new linebacker, a brand new lineman, but the fact that you wear a lead across your chest, they think you've been on this team for 20 years and they trying to give you their best football.
So, okay, so what made this championship run hit different then? I mean, I know we done talked about, like, you know, starting at training camp, how the team looked. I mean, the team came off so many goddamn injuries, and, you know, that's to be expected when you go, was that 5 straight years on deep playoff runs? Eventually the injuries are going to pile up and they're going to take hold in the off season because you're playing when everybody else ain't playing, and then you got to carry that crap into training camp, you know. But what about, you know, where we were coming off the loss in the 9 Cup in 24 to the training camp that was like, I mean, we're good, but man, I don't know, to, you know, losing that first game to coming in and being on the top of the mountain? What made it hit different than the years before?
Back to everybody counted us out. Like, what did it? I know what did it for me was the comments on social media. Being in the position that I am in now as social media manager, I see everything. You feel me? Like, even when I don't want to, it just pops up on my feed because it's women's football. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't never been so peed about a game afterwards because they called us soft. They called us like, we thought that y'all was gonna hit harder than that in the trenches. We got your ass because we finna come back and we gonna do this better. I think everybody was pissed off just the right amount. But we wasn't gonna talk about it, we were just gonna be about it. And so as a team, we were now in this whole mindset of like, nah, I'm gonna show your ass.
So you talked about Texas Elite being elite no matter who is on the damn field, right? And you know, I came from, not you can't relate to this, right? Because you've been a winner your whole goddamn football career. But I came from a franchise where, you know, one time we made it to the WFA semifinals. You know, another time we made it to the first round. But outside of that, bro, my guy, right? And I remember when I first got to Texas Elite, and you know, we had to do that little stupid introduction and why you want to be a Texas Elite. You know, you remember the training camp sleep lock-ins, and you know, they asked me the question. They asked everybody that question that night. You know, why do you want to be Texas Elite? And I remember saying, you know, I played really good football in Jacksonville, right? But I want to know what makes being elite different. Right. And I remember it was either OJ or Liz. One of them looked at me and said, "Were you about to fucking find out?" And so right now, what is it about Texas Elite, about being that elite DNA, that makes this run and this culture? Because look, man, one of the things is I didn't mention is this is 5 championships out of 6 opportunities, right? And that's something that has never been seen before. We've seen it in the 60s with the Boston Celtics, where they made 10 straight NBA championships. But outside of that, ain't nobody done this before. Not a soul.
Yeah.
And so when you start to talk, and you know, there's been, you know, that's 7 years of football. So there's been 7 different rosters, 7 different coaching staffs, probably 5 or 6 different schemes on between all 3 phases that have come in, right? And have still gotten the results. So what is it about that Texas Elite DNA that makes this crazy ass run that we'll probably never see again in the history of sports possible?
This is gonna be so cliche, but I'm gonna say 2 words: Odessa motherfucking Jenkins. Like, I'm like on some real stuff. OJ when it comes to women's football, when it comes to Texas Elite, when it comes to who she was as a player and how she translates it to her as the owner, her as the coach, her as the leader. She, I don't know, she just put like a fire in Mug's spirit. Like she has a niche of seeing the best out of somebody when they don't see it in themselves. Or they do see it in themselves and she's going to exploit it even more. I never forget when we're trying to get to the gauntlet drill.
Mm.
Now I ain't see her. That could be wrong. I ain't see her talk to nobody else before this gauntlet drill. And
So let's explain what the gauntlet is so people understand, right? So with WNFC National Tryout Day, we do NFL style combine drills, but at the end, Texas Elite, we do something a little bit different, where we take everybody that is on the team and give them weapons of mass destruction and line them up in lines, right, to where it forms a little tunnel in the middle of the field. And we take everybody who is aspiring to be on that team and tell them to make it through there while people are hitting, screaming, pushing, cussing, fussing, growling at you. You did it with Juice like I did, so Juice was barking at my ass. I know she was barking. He was barking at you too, right? And he was in the front when I was there, boy. I was like, God, dog, right? And so when you talk about the gauntlet drill, I just want to explain it because it is not what you think it is. Okay, go ahead, Tammie.
no, not at all. So look, and I didn't. Luckily, I don't think I had Juice in that mesh. But then OJ pulled me to the side. She was like, leverage wins. You know that, right? And so I was looking at her. I'm like, what does she mean? And she was like, leverage wins. So instead of me just running, I decided to get in kind of like a little 2 point. I get to my little 2 point. I get into my stance and try to get real solid. The minute she say set hit, all of that shit went out the window. And I'm like tossing cats left and right. I fucking black out. Like I really do not remember that. And then afterwards, I see OJ out of all of that in the side just smiling and walking away. She didn't say shit else to me for the rest of that time. And I was like, so did I impress her or this shit weird? Like, what's going on? And, once we got to her house, she was very hospitable. Ended up talking to Drew, very hospitable. They was just showing me just some genuine hospitality. Stuff that I wasn't getting back at home. Not with the team, but just in general. Like it's a certain lifestyle in St. Louis, you feel me?
Yeah.
So it was just like I was just like, Dad, this crazy. I'm looking at the scenery, everything. I was just like, this is different. And I think for the first time in my adult life, God straight talked to me and I heard him loud and clear. Because I told him and prayed to him. I said, if the opportunity ever presents itself, I will drop everything and leave just to go play football at the highest level. And we had that talk. Next thing I know, I was telling my people I was moving to Dallas in under 60 days.
That's beautiful. What'd they say?
Surprisingly, I had a lot of people in support of me, including my old team. I had broke it down to them. I was just like, listen, this team is offering more than a sisterhood. Like, cause I really thought about it. I was like, I got a sisterhood with the Slam. We got some dogs on our team too. I actually felt like at the time we could go toe to toe with Texas. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But my personal life and how seriously they took it, how organized it was, how uniform they looked. Like it was at a football field, not a rec field. You feel me? We was at a football field, one of the biggest fields I've ever seen. A turf one. Yes, and then everybody had on the same shit. They had little pins with our numbers on it. They actually taking our times and everything. It just looks so elite. Like if I can't say nothing else, it looks so elite. And so it just made me want to try something different. I dropped out of grad school and everything.
Oh wow. To pursue the dream. That's
switch career paths and everything. And if you would have told me this is where I would have been at, what is it, 2025, 4 years ago, I'd be like, you a goddamn lie.
Yeah.
But it opened the doors to so many things that I wasn't even thinking about in St. Louis.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's talk about St. Louis because St. Louis has a reputation with the rest of the country, right? You said you're from the west side of St. Louis. Is that what you say shapes your edge, shapes your competitive drive?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's just a get it mentality, right? But it's the lack of resources and mugs surviving in love. And that's what I was saying. Like I said, I grew up on the 5200 block of Theodosia and Liberty. If you go look at it on the map, it is literally the west side of St. Louis, about a few blocks away from the Delmar Divide. If you don't know what the Delmar Divide is, it's a street called Delmar. On one side of it, you have the politicians, the millionaires, all of that stuff. On the other side of Delmar is straight poverty. Poverty. Straight up. Busted up, condemned buildings, like the teachers. My grandma was a teacher for 32 years, but that's where she could afford to live. But that's been the house that's been there. And so she had a neighborhood filled with love because all of those people bought their houses around the same time. So, and they made that neighborhood good. But if you was to go on Cobrillion or if you was to go on Pauline, you got the drug dealers, you got the prostitutes, you got the everything wrong up under the sun. I was driving, not driving, but I was going to school thinking prostitutes was just girls who didn't like have enough clothes in the wintertime or something like, and they were just real sweet though. They was just like having a good day at school, baby. I didn't realize they was doing what they was doing. You feel me? So just talking about how naive it was because when I walked into my house every day, I knew I was loved. So I wasn't like we were surviving. We were poor, but I didn't know I was poor until I got to like being grown. So because it was just so much love in the atmosphere and I was taken care of. And so like but my community is what got me into sport because right up the street at the park was this place called Woe Center. It's a recreation center.
You said whoa? Like WOE?
No, Woe like WOHL.
Okay. Whoa, okay.
Woe Center, right? It's funny because this is the same recreation center that Jason Tatum play basketball in, like Mike Nettles, Dana Moorhead. Like these are people who don't get enough flowers because like they saved us from our own environment, from our neighborhood, because they gave us somewhere safe to go be athletes. So like going to summer camp every year, like I look forward to going to summer camp just because it kept me out of the streets off of dates and whatever to getting jumped by some girls just because I'm not from there. It was just those things and like football I always watched it because my brother played football but I never played it. I was more of a softball girl and I played basketball. We talked about that already. But to me I just always loved watching my brother play and so I was like I'm gonna be the next Chuck Shamack. I'm gonna just be a sport agent and all of that good stuff. If I would have known women's football was gonna be a thing, I would have probably be like, "No, I'm fucking playing football." Like as younger, but it was never there. So, but I always knew that sport, whether I was facilitating it, playing it, or whatever, it was gonna always be a part of my life. And I can never, if I had to say where the grassroots started, Woe Center. Thank you so much, Dana. I love you to this day. You got me into recreation. You got me into sports management, all of that stuff. Like she deserves so many flowers.
Man, having those people from back in the day who you can call their names, man, it's just it does something to you in here.
No, it really does. It really does. But I mean, like, it was smack dead in the hood. It was literally smack dead in the hood. But it was one of the safest places we can always go to.
Yeah, for sure. That and having to protect your childhood, your childhood mindset by going to a rec center. I know that creates kind of like a beast in you from a football standpoint too. And that's I'm glad you are where you are, Tam. I'm glad to know you, man. I'm blessed to know you for sure. So
Yeah.
go
But
ahead.
wait, I just want to say one other thing with
Yep.
it. It was also the multiple, not trying to be funny, but I done got jumped so many times as a
How
kid.
many times
Like
have
as
you
a
been
teenager.
jumped, girl?
Girl, too many. I can't even tell
You
you.
just put it on the calendar like today I'm gonna get jumped. It's Monday. Is that
No, it was never like that. Like that's the thing. It was never like I remember one time this girl. I moved to North County, but I was still going to school in the city. It had nothing to do with me, but because of who I was affiliated with. These girls straight caught me lacking at like 5:30 in the morning on the bus stop, the bi-state bus. Hopped out the car, straight jumped my ass.
Dang, they woke up on one, huh?
They woke up on one. And all I could do was get in the fetal position, you know what I'm saying? Take my L, got a couple of hits off. Once they was done and drove off, I dusted myself off, went right back up that hill. I did not go to school that day. My mama didn't question it. Nobody else questioned. I just, hey man, it just had to take the L. But my mama told me, listen, you too big to be getting your ass whooped. So listen, ever since the 5th grade, like mine's just been about their life, and it was just like a switch for me. Like I just go, like when it's go mode, it's go mode. Like I'm not thinking too much about it. I'm not talking too much about it because stuff will happen that fast in St. Louis, and you gotta keep your head on a swivel because otherwise you either gonna get robbed, you're gonna get jumped, you may get killed if you ain't on point. So it's just that's not me.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah, I remember 2 times I was in St. Louis. One time we was getting on the train down by the baseball stadium, and it's a whole family. We having a good old time, just hanging out. And me and my dad are watching these 2 dudes who keep staring at us.
Mm-hmm.
Then all of a sudden, these 2
Mm-hmm.
dudes have now 4 more dudes with them, and they keep staring at us.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And me and
Mm-hmm.
my dad are looking, and we're both, we start looking at each other. We're like, all right, it's about to go down. Cause I don't know what they about to do, but what they ain't about to do it to us. So, we both push the family to the side, and my dad's standing here and I'm standing there, and he's like, hey, I don't know what you're looking at, what you got going on, but it ain't gonna be here. Find somebody else. And he was like, oh, the one dude was like, oh, we ain't doing nothing. And I'm like, yeah, you are. What you staring at us for? Find somebody else to look at.
That was
Bro.
your best bet. Because
Right.
you was a walking lick. Like, it's one of those things to where, like, the fact that you called it the train letting me know you're not from here. So it's just like those things, like when you're not from St. Louis, because it's such a small, it's like it's not that small, but it is small enough to where the 6 degrees of separation is real. You know somebody that knows somebody. And like people that's not from there, they stick out like a sore thumb because there is literally a radiant light or it's like a different hue about them. It's not poverty, it's not struggle, it's not bad. You feel me?
Yeah.
So you will stick out like a sore thumb. And like if your guard is down, mugs will test your red.
Yep, bro. I was like, I don't want to have to fight on this train. Ain't nobody carrying nothing. Lord, and ever since then, every time I go back to St. Louis, I go packing. I'm not playing them games with anybody else.
As
You know what I'm
you
saying?
should. As you should.
So
I mean,
okay.
they gentrifying it now.
Yeah, they are.
Good.
They are. It's pretty too. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm like, ooh,
it really is.
This
pretty.
is
Like,
different.
I love my city. I love my city. I just, gentrification always got the ugly that come with the good. And
That's true.
like being an adult now, I like the beauty that is becoming of St. Louis because it's very historical. It has a lot of history behind it. I just dislike the whole way that we're not giving resources that where it really needs to be given.
Yeah.
And so, there's that. I digress.
Definitely.
That's a whole nother story on another time.
I know, right? Okay, so let's talk about the trenches, man.
Let's talk about the trenches.
Let's talk about the trenches. Your favorite part of the game, mine too, honestly.
Yeah.
And to answer the question that I asked in training camp at Magic's house, what makes a Texas Elite different is the damn trenches. And you're right. It's OJ and it's Dillo, but that trench mindset comes from those two. We are different athletes in the front 7 and the front 5. We're just different athletes. We move bodies. When you line up with somebody that's 600 pounds, our 280-pound tackle is going to move that 600-pound person. You know what I'm saying? It's just the trenches. We're just different. We're built different down there, and it's a dominating mindset. It's all mindset. What 280-pound person going to move a 350-pound person on a regular ass day? Okay. You don't count because you part. I should say what normal 280-pound person gonna move a 350-pound person on a normal day. Most people ain't, right? They're gonna look at that 350-pound person and be like, somebody get me a dolly. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not gonna happen, but it's just different down there when you be an elite. So tell me the hardest thing about dominating the line that people just don't understand about playing center, about playing guard, about playing defensive end, defensive tackle.
Understanding that when you are on the line, you are a team. Like, it's one thing to stand out as a D lineman to be like, oh, that's a dog. It's another thing to stand out as an O lineman and be like, yeah, that's a dog. Because if one person does bad, the whole O line is shit. Like, they don't care what nobody else say. The whole O line is shit if one person is bumming it the fuck up. So you have to be in sync. You have to be in unison in everything it goes. And people don't understand that shit happens off the field. You could be a dog all you want to, but if you're not locked in with your O line, dog, y'all not doing shit. Like me, like the O line, we take pride in being who we are as a unit. We are only as strong as our weakest link. Like my O line to hype me up all day, be like, Tammie, we know you the strongest out here, this, that, and the third. I go right back at them, be like, nah, we the strongest. Nah, we the baddest. But we protective of us and ours. You feel me? Like it's something I like if somebody was to touch Titty, I swear to God I'll crash out.
She talking about the quarterback, y'all. The quarterback.
Oh yeah,
Not somebody else's titties. The quarterback.
No. Like I straight crash out over that. My thing is if somebody was to like book up to Magic and that's my left tackle, I play left guard. Somebody was to book up to Magic, I promise you, before she could even blink them pretty eyelashes, somebody getting killed. Like it's just we ain't doing that. And that's how tight knit we are. And that's why we take pride in being the best O line on the planet. We play against the best D line on the planet because if they not the best D line, we're gonna make sure we get there. Like, yeah. So as long as we keep that whole iron sharpen iron mentality, and I think this year the D line really like built some new chemistry that I've never seen, like outside of just being dogs. Like it's a beautiful thing in them trenches. And as long as we keep dominating on both sides of the field, like we're gonna continue to be the standard when it comes to them trenches.
We had more physicality, much more weight on the defensive line in the past. And this year, this defensive line was more dominant than I've seen. And I've been with this team since 2019. I've not seen that. And you're right. It has a lot to do with chemistry and knowing, okay, if I'm playing with this person, I know they're going to shoot the A gap, so I need to twist outside. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that wasn't happening before. It's just that it was a beautiful thing.
The D line was fucking dominant. I love them so much. I love them real bad.
Man, I was just glad they was on our team because I can't imagine trying to be somebody else's offensive line coach, run game coordinator, somebody else's offensive coordinator, pass game coordinator, and trying to freaking prepare for that kind of goddamn pressure all the time. Like they lived in the goddamn backfield. I'm just like, dang, did they snap the ball, Jesus?
Shit. Yeah, nah, but they was hungry. They was hungry. That's all we wanted was some hungry ass D linemen.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think it's going to take for trench players to get the type of respect they deserve? First off, do you think that they do? Second off, if you don't think so, what do you think it's going to take for that to happen?
I feel like D-line could easily get the recognition. Like, just on the WNFC standpoint, they have been like Whitney Palmer. I know she received an award in the Western Conference playoffs because she's a dog. You know what I'm saying? Rookies to look out for. She was one of the rookies to look out for the year on a league level. Red, I feel like Red is, if you're in the football world, you know exactly who the fuck Red is. Period, point blank. Now for O-line, which this gonna sound fucked up, but like you just really got to be that guy. Just because it's a unit thing, you feel me? Like it's just not. It's one of those things for me. Is how you gonna shine bright amongst a line full of stars. Tough. When the O-line is doing good, yeah. When the O-line is doing good, offense is doing good. When the O-line is not doing good, one person could fuck up the whole line.
It's we need a new offensive line. Yeah, you're right. And the thing about the O-line, when the O-line is doing good, the credit goes to the running back. The credit goes to the quarterback, right? It never really goes to the offensive line.
Exactly. And Mudge just had to take pride into like, hey, we got some of the best running backs in the league, but why they the best running backs? Because we created them holes.
Because they running through big ass Mack truck holes, bro.
Yeah, and so it's just knowing to be selfless in it all. And like, QB was able to get 500 your passing yards or whatever. Okay, that means pass pro was A1, no steak sauce. Like, So when they win, we win. You know what I'm saying? And we have those receivers, we have those backs, we have those QBs that always love us and appreciate us, whether it's on the field or whether it's through food. Like, yeah,
Which one do you prefer?
food.
Food. Hell yeah. I'm with you on that one, man.
Yeah. If you bring me a honey bun, you all right in my book.
A
I
honey
need a
bun.
hostess ice honey bun. I don't want no little Debbie bullshit. I want hostess.
Bet. I'm going to remember that. And the next time I see him, I have a hostess honey bun for you. Just for you.
Yes. And some flaming hot Cheetos.
Damn, bro, you can keep adding to the menu. Goddamn, okay.
Either or, because in Texas apparently it's so hard to find a hostess honey bun. It's crazy.
Okay, so let's talk about Team USA real quick. Okay, it's something that not very many people look at you. You're all proud. Look at you. It's something that not many people get to do, is to go and represent, where the red, white, and blue represent their country on the world stage at the highest level of the damn game. So talk about, something about, being in that environment that folks don't understand. How did it happen? The game was in Finland. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Vanta, Finland.
Yeah. Vanta. That's how you say it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't know. That's what I call it.
Talk about, what's something, what it was like wearing the red, white, and blue, something that people don't understand about that experience.
It was a lot for me because this was also my first time out the country.
Oh,
period.
Did you have a passport?
Like I got a passport to go play team.
To go play. Wow. Okay.
It made me realize that the people in your corner, and if they really believe in what you got going on, they're going to make some shit shake. I can't thank Dillo and OJ enough, and I'm putting Dillo in front this time because I will fight you over Dillo. Like, you look at her crazy. Like, I would, what you doing, dog? You good? Type shit. But Dillo believed in me, and OJ believed in me, and the lack of resources that I had and the lack of connections that I had for Team USA almost established. And so they did what they did as far as fundraising, as far as promoting me as the athlete that I didn't think that I was.
Yeah.
Making sure that I went to tryouts, making sure that all our teammates that made it to Team USA, like, that we were taken care of. They got us Airbnbs, like, even if it was some sandwiches or something, they made sure niggas was eating. Like, it was just love. And then when we got to training camp, Dillo made sure that our flights were together. She opened up her Aunt Nancy house to me, get the training camp, just because of the fact that Bugs didn't know who I was. I almost didn't make it. Fuck the fact that I was blowing everybody's shit back. You feel me? Because they did not know who I was.
Wow.
I almost did not make it. And if OJ and Dillo, especially Elizabeth Jenkins, did not advocate for me, I would not have been on their team.
Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy to think about.
Yes.
The best offensive lineman in all of women's football would not have made Team USA. That's crazy to think about. I can't even, my mind don't even go there. That's crazy.
But she kept it real with me too. She was like, Tammie, you're not approachable.
Okay. All right. Well, if you put it that way.
I mean, she just kept it a bean. She was like, your RBF is intimidating to people. Like, I know it. She was like, I know that when you just kind of stare in this space, you're just really trying to process everything and get it all figured out. But unfortunately, everybody else don't know that about you.
Yeah.
And so I was having some identity issues, almost like some imposter syndrome, with the exception of being on that field. And even though I made the official roster, I felt like I officially didn't make the team until our first game. And we ended up playing against Germany.
Yeah.
I never go 100% on my teammates because I like y'all. I want y'all to live to see another day. You feel me? But when we play against other people, I can't necessarily say that. Like, it's either me or you, and it ain't gonna be me. We played against Germany. It's this other 6'4", 6'5", Sarah tall ass built bitch playing right at the nose. Germany, us all they do is eat, breathe, healthy shit, and weights. You feel me? So, and then I'm in another country. I don't understand half of the stuff that's written on the walls or anything. So I'm just out of my element. The only thing that made sense was football. I go out there, we go compete. I'm pancaking hoes left and right. We talking about the support that these other countries have when it comes to women's football. I have never been so home field disadvantaged in my life.
Wow.
Like, we talking about flags, we talking about people screaming like fucking Finland rocks, Germany rocks, USA sucks, fuck y'all. Like, I mean, legit all four in it. And I mean stadium straight packed.
That's
From people
dope.
from all over the country. Like, if we can only get a snippet of that here in the
I'm
US.
about to say, I wish I had footage of this, man. I wish I had
Man,
footage.
it was crazy. We beat Germany 63-0 that first game.
Goddamn, ass whooping.
Belt to ass, you feel me? But one thing that I was just always putting in my head, I was like, these motherfuckers doubted me this whole entire time. I'm finna show their ass the reason why I was supposed to be here. Even Callie had pulled me to the side before we even went to Finland. It was just like, mentally, I'm trying to check in with you because it don't seem like you here.
You talking about Callie, the head coach, right? Cleveland Browns coach. Yep.
And she was just like, she's like, what you show on the field and how you are in real life ain't matching right now. She called me out. And I broke down in front of her because I was just like, for the first time in my life, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, it's so much. I am so out of my element. I don't know what to do. Cause like when I just go in attack mode. But I had to grow up, like straight up. I had to grow the fuck up. And so I went out there, did what the fuck I needed to do. When we got back in that locker room, the O-line coach, Becky Worsham, dope as fuck. Hey, Becky. She had this pancake chain. And was like,
I remember this picture. I remember seeing you with this picture with the pancakes, and I think you had syrup or something like that.
Yeah, no, it wasn't even no pancakes though. It was literally just the chain and the syrup.
Yeah.
And so she was presenting this. I just knew it was gonna go to Dillo because I mean, like, Dillo is Dillo. You feel me? And she was like, or Jeffers, because Jeffers is a fucking dog. You feel me? She straight gave me that damn chain, and I was like, everybody in the crowd, like locker room, was going crazy and stuff too. They was like, dog, I don't think you was laying bodies out, this, that, and the third. I was so fucking pumped. And then I think that was the first time that whole 3-4 weeks we were spending time with each other, anybody saw me crack a smile. Cause I was just like, I just was like, finally, you feel me? Like, y'all seeing me. Like, just, I may not have the words, I may be a little socially awkward, but one thing I do feel comfortable in this football world, I could be aggressive and get paid.
Yeah.
Like, it's praise, you feel me? So, and then even afterwards, the Germany girls saw us at the hotel. They wanted our autographs and shit. I said, for what? Like, we're doing the same thing. But no, to them, like, we are the standard. Like, we are the pioneers of this shit. And like you said, it was like, I ain't never seen nobody play like you. And I'm like, who, me? You know what I'm saying? I'm just happy to be here.
True.
Something like,
happy to be here.
So happy. Thank you. Look, threw that shit on TikTok, right? Like, just threw the little clip on TikTok because I thought it was cool. I go to sleep. I wake up a couple of hours later. My phone going crazy. This mother went viral on TikTok. Then went up on Facebook. Everybody's like 63-0, pancake chain. Oh, you can't get me though. You a grown ass man. You're damn right.
That's such strange energy from men, right? Like they'd be like, oh well, you can't beat a man. Why are you trying to compete with women? Like, it wasn't built for you. Who cares? Like being a person and then being like, oh, the fish is out there swimming. Well, the fish can't swim better than me, bro. That's not your lane.
That's not your lane at all. At all. Finland is such a beautiful place. There was like, I would have never been like, oh yeah, I want to go to Finland. I learned so much about myself. I really grew up being in Finland and just seeing a different part of the world and how they move and how peaceful it was. It was Wi-Fi everywhere.
It's clean.
It's clean. You don't go around everywhere seeing people fighting. You don't hear ambulance. You don't see hear police sirens. Like everybody just had a certain view on them that was just so calming. It made you unarmor yourself.
That's one thing about the Nordic, the Scandinavian states, the Scandinavian countries, right? My wife is from Denmark, and then we go there. We've been to Sweden. We have never been to Finland, but the Scandinavia is clean, man, and it's peaceful to the point where you're like, I don't have to walk around with my head on a swivel. Now there was this one time, got a hotel down in this area near this theme park in Copenhagen, Denmark, called Tivoli. It's kind of like Six Flags, but it's like their royal theme park where everybody goes. This is a small country. They only got like 2 million people, and like maybe like 50 square miles of land, right? So it's like one of those things where everybody goes, okay? And so we're staring out the window, just sightseeing, and and these two dudes, I swear to God, they didn't know each other. Couldn't have, because of the way this all went down, right? So I see this one dude, he's walking this way, dressed in all black. I see another dude, he walking down the street this way, he dressed in all black, and they link up and they see each other. And all of a sudden they squaring up. Yo, they are throwing pop, 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 pop. And it had to go on for maybe what felt like an eternity, but maybe 10 seconds, right? And then all of a sudden, one of them was on the ground and he stood up, and then they shook hands, and then they kept on moving. I was like, I don't know. Is this how street fights go? Like you just, couple shots and then you shake hands and then you never see each other again? It was very confusing. Even the random ass street fight was peaceful. And people just kept walking. People literally, it's a busy area of town. People are seeing this and they just kept walking on by. And you know what I'm saying? I'm like, dang.
Wow. That shit's crazy.
When you say people are peaceful, I'm like, yes, they are. Even in their street fights, they peaceful as heck. Okay, so let's talk about beyond the cleats, okay? Because you're more than a player. You are behind the scenes with the WNFC, with the Texas Elite Spartans, growing this game for little girls who kind of were like you and me, who loved football from an early age and didn't see an avenue for it, so chose something else. You chose softball, chose basketball, right? But now you're growing the game to where these little girls who love this game can see that there actually is an avenue for women's professional football, and you can go and you can do this. You can go to college and then get out of college and come right here to this league and play in this game. What's it like? What's your role in growing this game? What's it like? What does it mean to you to be able to do this?
Man, so back to what I was saying, like if you would have told me back in 2021 this is where I would be in 2025, I would not have believed you. My late auntie Evelyn, I miss you, girl. I miss you so much. Right before she passed away, no, not even right before she passed away. It was a year before she passed away when I was moving to Texas. Something she said that stuck with me was like, one decision can change your whole life. Just one. Like just one simple decision can change your whole life. Now all of a sudden, OJ and Dillo take a chance with me again. Hey Tammie, can you help with the varsity top 100 this year? And I was like, sure can, did that shit. I think I got girls. I thought at least 20 girls got offered last year.
That's dope, man. Changing lives.
Yeah, like trying to, like I got about 4 or 5 schools to come out and see these girls play on the highest level. It was great. But because of that, OJ and Dillo believed in me once again. They was like, hey Tammie, can you help with the social media? Because we trying to figure this out. We know that you rocking with us. Okay, cool, I got you. God, I really feel like God is putting me in a position to where I'm doing everything that I asked for. You feel me? Like I just wanted to eat, breathe, sleep, shit football. It wasn't in the ways that I thought I was gonna do it, but my life is surrounded around football. Telling the story, playing the game, being a leader. Like it's exposing new things about myself that I didn't even think that I needed to know or whatever. Because honestly, I felt like it was nothing else to prove. Like the Church Player of the Year award, I don't even think this was my best year. All the people was telling me like, Tammie, if they don't give it to you this year, then they know they hold you, bro. They know they did this, they did that, and I'm like, nah, if I don't get it, it's because it wasn't my time. Once again, like I'm not tripping off of that. I'm just happy we won the championship. I even put it on social media one time. I was like, maybe 4 times the charm. You feel me? And Texas Elite reposted. It was like, good luck. And it's funny because like they knew who won that award, like in playoffs. You know what I'm saying? And as close as I am to OJ and Dillo, as close as I am now to the commissioner and like all the admin of the WNFC, none of these people said a word. They didn't even hint towards it. They didn't make it any susceptible thing. If anything, it was the exact opposite.
I think that's powerful because the league, especially OJ and Dill, oftentimes gets a lot of heat about integrity when it comes to owning the team, owning the league, right? But the heat typically comes from the outside, people that don't see and don't know the character, the people that are running this organization. But that's proof right there, what you just said, right? Is they're not out here just having a popularity contest and making sure that the people that they like win awards and giving out information that isn't public to the public yet. And even though you're on the team and you work with these people every single dang day, right? Like they're running the league with high integrity to the point where they already knew when we were in Portland who won the damn awards, and you didn't even know.
I didn't know a thing.
One thing that most people don't see and know when it comes to sports, and what separates um, elite top tier athletes from everybody else, is when the work is being done and then you don't get the accolade, the work doesn't stop, right? You just keep working. You find another avenue, you keep working, and then the accolades come eventually, right? Where, athletes that are elite, the work gets done, something doesn't happen, and then all of a sudden it's off. I guess it's done. You know what I'm saying? And I think for me, that's one of the things that separates you from every other offensive lineman in the game, right? If you get beat one time, you get your ass up, and the next time that person's hitting the ground. You know what I'm saying? Versus somebody else that, right? If somebody else, they get beat one time, they might get up, but instead of the next time the person hitting the ground, they're gonna try to fight instead. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a different mentality. And then here you are, you did the work. Okay, the accolades ain't showing up. Okay, fuck it. Now I got to do the work at a different position. And now, bam, trench player of the year. When you don't feel like it's coming, you know what I'm saying? You just keep working, and it's a beautiful thing to watch. And I'm grateful that I get to watch that junk 12 months out of the year. I promise you, I am.
Women's football is advancing so fucking much and is advancing so well, and like it will bypass you if you don't keep up with it. So now my goal is to, okay, yes, you put the whole league on notice once again that this is the standard. How you gonna keep that standard? How you gonna keep raising it?
The league is more competitive than it's ever been right now, and people are creeping up on us, right? But it's a good thing for the league. 2 more questions. This one is a message. I just need one message from you for every little girl in the trenches, playing the game, watching what's happening with women's pro football and the WNFC, dream of doing this thing. What would be your message to them?
When in doubt, be a dog. Right? It's an acronym that I have. It's a determined athlete with grace. The reason why I say that is your teammates will beat you up, the world will beat you up, hell, you will beat yourself up. But you are human and you are learning. Embrace it, own it, love it. That's what makes you great and who you are. You have to be able to give yourself enough grace to where if you fucked up one play, you bounce back up and you go do something else. You don't beat yourself up. You don't be tripping off of it a whole series and a half later and stuff. Give yourself enough grace to say that it's okay. I messed up this time, but watch what I do this next time.
Yo, that's a tattoo moment right there. Be like, dog, determined athlete. You know what I'm saying?
No, that may actually be my next tattoo. I got a few of them. It gotta be on this arm in particular.
All right, last bit. What does being unbothered look like to you?
That's a good one. So being unbothered and just in life in general.
Life on the field, just how you are and what makes you tick.
So being unbothered for me is envisioning success in everything that I do, right? So if I'm focused more on the success of what I'm trying to accomplish versus the outside noise and staying grounded in what I believe in. I'm unbothered. Like at this point in the league, I know certain people, like I said, they think I'm the villain. They think I'm the bad guy. They think I'm a dirty player. They probably say a lot of things about me in that locker room that they'll never tell me in my face. You feel me? I got people that hate me and they never had said 2 words to me, if 1 word. Um, so being unbothered, I definitely say just envisioning success, drowning out the noise, and continue to do you. And you don't care what the other person think about it. Like, I mean, unless they tarnishing your name or your character, how are they gonna do it? How are they gonna tarnish your name and your character if you don't agree to it? Back to the 4 agreements. You feel me?
All right, y'all. That is Tammie Moore, 6-time champion, 1-time gold medalist, WNFC 2025 Trench Player of the Year. The accolades just go on and on. I'm sure I forgot something. Let me check here. All pro. Oh, how many all pros was it? Like 27 all pros in all of her 7 football seasons. But it's something, right? It's something real powerful about hearing a woman speak on her own excellence out loud and with her chest like that, man. That's women. We have to control the narrative in that way. And Tammie owns that, and I'm so grateful that Tammie was on this show. This is what this space is for, man. This is what Unbothered stands for. It's about women owning their excellence, saying it out loud with their chest. It's not just a football story, man. This is legacy. Tammie is legacy in motion, and all of you, including myself, we should all just be grateful that we're able to get the access and the opportunity to meet somebody who's a future Women's Football Hall of Famer and walks around and exhibits that kind of grit and that kind of greatness all the time. So if you still sleeping on Tammie Moore, sleeping on the Texas Elite Spartans, sleeping on women's football, bro, that's a you problem. Until next time, bro, y'all stay loud, stay grounded, and for the most part, everybody stay unfucking bothered. You hear me?
Yeah, we in this here, we never leaving, we killing this here, eating this here, leaving no crumbs, give you something to feel. Unbothered is real, more than a move, it's the weight in the will, built for the climb, the story's the grind. This ain't just a pot, it's a whole state of mind. Limitless life, you can keep moving.